What is going on, everybody? All Motor Rob here once again, and today got my son and we got the Civic. So what we're going to do today is oil change. I think we got about 20 miles on the car, give or take, and we're going to do the first oil change on it and see how the oil is. I do a detailed oil change every time I change the oil on this car because I want to make sure that there's no particles or anything that shouldn't be there. No metal shavings. I want to double check everything, triple check everything, just to make sure that this engine is going to perform the way it should. And what I mean by that is I drain the oil, I drop the oil pan, I pull the oil pickup, I check everything for any kind of debris in there, any type of abnormal metal shavings. Okay, so it's one thing to have a little bit of shavings in there from the piston rings, since they are new, and the block did have a fresh cylinder hone. You're going to find some shavings from that, but you don't want large chunks because then that's going to indicate a bearing failure or maybe something else. So that's what we're going to do today. Alright guys, so first things first, before we go ahead and start the oil change, I did jack the car up. Make sure that if you're doing the same thing, just make sure that the jack is under the right areas of the car. That way you don't have any issues. Give it a good bump test, you know, rock it real good. I usually put all my weight into it and shove on the pillars here, and that way if the car is going to fall, I'd rather it fall now than with me under there. But anyway, before we get started on that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out my drain pan and I'm just going to clean it because I'm going to be checking the oil that's coming out of the car in here, and I want to make sure that there's no debris in here that's going to alter my conclusion. Now you see it's been sitting, so there's a lot of particles in there just from dust and whatever. So I'm going to clean this out real good, then drain the oil, check the oil pan, drain the oil from here, check to see what's at the bottom here. Like I said, this is a very thorough oil change, and this is how I always do oil on this car. Alright guys, so just went ahead and cleaned this out real thorough with brake cleaner and a rag. Now there's no, let me see if I can get the camera focused, there's no particles in here now, so I know that this is clean. So if there's anything in the oil, it's going to show up here in the oil pan. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and loosen up this drain plug, and I'll try to put the camera so you guys can see it. I know, but hopefully it won't be that hard without using this thing. Alright, you ready? Okay. That's why we use these. These power tools help. Are you ready?
Hey, what happened when he opened it? It didn't want that part. It just went
So what I'm going to be doing, guys, is I'm going to slowly pour this oil into the funnel, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to look for metal shavings. Okay? So I'm going to pour almost all this oil out, and then what's at the bottom of the oil pan, this drain pan, should tell me if I have any major problems. But to be thorough, we're going to take the oil pan off anyway. So here we go. So nice and slow. Just keep an eye for anything bright and shiny. Alright guys, so we just drained all the oil, let me see this light, out of here, and I don't know if you can see that, but there's like it's almost as if it's sparkle in the paint. I mean in the oil, and like as if you had a sparkle paint, like if you put like flakes in it. That's the way it looks. That's normal for piston ring wear. Okay, that's normal, especially at these early miles on the engine. What we don't want is huge flakes, which I don't see anything like that in here. But that doesn't mean that there's not like a rod failure. We need to check to see if there is bigger flakes. That way, that'll help us determine whether or not there's any kind of rod bearing or main bearing failure. But so far, everything is looking good. But we're going to take the oil pan off and double check anyway. All right, you guys. So just went ahead and took off all of those 10mm bolts and got the oil pan off. And this is what we got here. Now this is I recommend that you guys do this and bring this out into like some really good lighting. That way you can really see what's in there. I'm gonna go get a better light. All right, so what we're looking for is just large size like flakes. All right, so we got some debris in there. Can you see that little thing right there? Now that's not really anything to be concerned about because it's just that one piece. So I'm swishing it around. I don't really see anything. There's some small stuff in there, but that could have been just from the engine sitting. I don't see what would look like there's a little piece right there that looks like paint. But I'm not seeing anything. You would see large flakes in here on a rod knock type scenario. But yeah, I don't see anything in here. I think everything is perfect. So I'm just gonna clean this out and reinstall. I am gonna pull the oil pickup that's got a little filter in it, and I'm just gonna brake cleaner that and flush all the debris that might be in there out as well. Alright guys, I just took off the oil pickup, which is this thing right here. And just real quick, some of you guys might notice that the oil that I had in the car I just drained out was a little on the dark side. Reason for that is because this engine is running really rich right now, okay? So there's a lot of burnt up fuel in here and extra fuel in here and a lot of carbon and stuff in here from the engine running rich, okay? So that's why the oil was so dark. Even if you smell it, you can smell the gas like just coming off of this. So that's the reason why the oil was a little on the dark side. Now I didn't clean this or anything, so I'm just gonna check this right here and see. Sorry if I was a little out of focus there, but I'm just gonna shine a light up in here and kind of just see if there's any debris. Okay. There's a little bit of debris, but not much. So we'll go ahead and clean that out of there and put everything back together. All right, so I just went and grabbed my funnel that I cut the bottom off of. And the reason I use this is because this is a really thick oil and it's a lot easier for the oil to travel through that hole versus a funnel like this. Always make sure to give it a good look, make sure it's clean, there's no debris in there before you dump your oil in. One thing I'd like to add is that if you have a VTEC engine, it'd probably be a good idea to remove the VTEC solenoid and actually check the screen in there. There's actually like a screen filter that you can check out. You can brake cleaner that if there's any particles. Well, alright guys, that's going to do it for this here video. Just keep in mind that you want to check for leaks on the bottom. You know, start the car up, let it run, check for leaks, and just make sure everything is nice and tight. Don't forget to put your drain plug back in before you start filling the oil. And that's about it. So, good luck out there.